Welcome back to today's Thai session. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how there are levels to everything. Many different levels, some you can't even comprehend. You're going to get started on a journey, and all of a sudden now you look back several years down this path and you're like, wow, I've done and overcame so many different things to get to where I'm at. That concept is everywhere. Think about this concept in the terms of the gym. You might be a person who cannot do many push-ups. Maybe 5 or 10 is your cap. Maybe you can't even do one pull-up. So now that's your level 1 to achieve the pull-up, one of them. But after you achieve the pull-up, now the goal is, can I do more? Can I do them slower? Can I add weight? Can I do a whole bunch of things in the pull-up motion? Every time you challenge yourself to level up, yes, there's difficulty and more training that you'll have to do to get to that next level. Same thing can be said for your finances. First, there's BYOB, level 1, which I teach in my academy, where I teach people how the wealthy essentially get wealthy, but just the beginning. And then level 2, there's nuances that from level 1 to level 2 add levels of complication. But when you add that level of complication, now you have the ability to exponentially grow your money. And so levels to everything: conversation, school, education, of course, that's school, and so many things. So when we think about this, a quote that stands out significantly to me was from, I believe it's Napoleon Hill. He talks about how the continual realization of an idea is how you achieve. Think about that concept, the continual realization of a worthy idea. The full quote is of a worthy idea, not just of an idea. But say, for example, in my 4-step plan to achieve success, you have decided what it is that you want. That is now your idea. It's your goal that you have set. Along the way, the 4th step is to revise your plan if necessary, right? So as you start to achieve the goal and do the thing, you might have stretched it. You might have added more things. So now you're revising your plan as necessary to continue the worthy achievement. So you're moving towards that goal no matter what, so then you can achieve your goal. That's all it is. Are you going to quit when things get tough? Are you going to quit when things don't go your way? Are you going to quit because there's a road bump along the way? Are you going to quit because temporarily legislation changes? Are you going to quit because temporarily you lost a job? Are you going to quit because so-and-so said you can't? That's crazy. You decide what it is that you want, you make your plan, and then you start to execute your plan. And then you level up and level up and level up and continuously play this game. And that brings me back to a seminar that I had seen a couple years back. I believe it's from Simon Sinek. If I said his name incorrectly, put it in the comments the correct way to say it. But Simon Sinek talks about the difference between finite games and infinite games. Most people, they play finite games with infinite goals, and they don't even know that they're playing the finite game. They set what the goal is, and they set a limit on how much it's going to take to get there. Grant Cardone says it's going to take you 10 times more effort, 10 times more resources, 10 times more time, 10 times more everything than you thought at the beginning to achieve the goal. So if you're playing the finite game and then you realize that it's going to take 10 times more of everything than you thought to achieve that goal, you're probably going to quit. But if you play the infinite game, you rise to the occasion. You realize it's 10 times harder. I'm going to get 10 times better. You realize I just got to level up 10 more times on top of everything I have. And then at the end of me leveling up 10 times, I can look back and just say, wow, look at how far I've come. Bringing this analogy back to fitness happens all the time. I now am able to do single arm pull-ups. I can do certain calisthenic motions. My mobility is leveled up quite a bit. I can do a pistol squat to a dragon on a half bosu and many other things. But that was levels to it that I kept continuously adding. One of my first little routines that I did was literally just a push-up to a pull-up. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just over and over. Then after I started to rep that out as my level 1, well, technically that would be like level 10 to some, but I started to do that over and over until it got me tired. Then I would add in multiple push-ups within the one set. Maybe I would do sets of 3 with shoulder taps at the top. And then at the top for my pull-ups, I would do box pull-ups. So you are engaging your core. You could do archer pull-ups and potentially a muscle up. And maybe I will do sets of 3 or 5 pull-ups for every one. So it would be 3 to 5 push-ups, 3 to 5 pull-ups, and that counts as 1. And then I would continuously make it a little harder as I started to plateau and make that easy. So then I would add a pistol squat to the push-up, to the pull-up. Then I added a dragon squat to it. And the whole routine continuously got harder and harder and harder. And now everyone sees it and they're like, what the heck is this? How have you achieved this? It's because there's levels to it. And there's levels to everything. In the world of sales, you have to start off first by putting in a lot of volume. If you don't have the skill set, you're going to have to put in a lot of time and try a lot of things and develop every bit of that skill that you possibly can. Once you put in a lot of effort and a lot of time and you learn from that time that you put in, then you don't have to put in as much in the future because now you're more proficient with every action you do. Now I don't have to do as hard of a workout as I did before to get the same results. I just got to do a few of this. In the world of sales, you might have had to do 10 cold calls or warm calls even to close one sale. Now, because you get more persuasive, you get better at how you speak about your product, you get better about everything else. Maybe you're closing more 30 to 50%, maybe even 75. So now you level up. The game gets easier as you go, but it only gets easy once you start. And you have to decide to start, and then no one can tell you how long it's going to take you. Everyone wants these finite games. You got to be willing to say, I'm going to put myself into this position as long as it takes. As long as you see that it actually connects to the ultimate goal that you want, then why are you worried about how long it's going to take? It's going to take you as long as it's going to take you. It's going to take you as long as you need to level up and become the person who has the skill set, who applies the skill set, and then gets the goals. If you don't have the ability to speak to people very well at first, you're going to have to speak to a lot of people and then develop that social skill and then develop the ability to relate to others and then level it up and keep on leveling up. That's all it is. You're a video editor? Great. Maybe you start off by producing just in general content that makes sense. It's a timeline from start to end. Can you make a story? Can you tell a story in your video? Can you make the viewer understand what's going on? That's it. And then as you do that, all right, can we make it more attention grabbing? Can we keep a rhythm to the music? Can we do edits and transitions? Can we do more things? You get better as you do it, but you only get better when you do it. And so even as it goes, people who make music, you might have made your first score and now it's like, dang, that was difficult. But now you know how to make that. And then you're going to compare and contrast yours to others and be like, oh, well, I could try this and do a little different and different and different and continuously leveling up that skill set. YouTube is the same way. Social media management is the same way. All these platforms are the same. It's connect with an audience, Social media is nothing more than being social. Crazy. If I'm social on the platform, people are going to see my content. If I am going on other people's pages and I'm dropping comments and I'm liking their stuff and I'm engaging with them, the chances that I will get people to engage and check my stuff out increases a lot. So the key to social media is to be social. If you don't want to be social on social media, you're going to have a hard time growing because now you have to do it some other way. You have to make your content, make people want to flock to you somehow. You have to externally be bringing and funneling people into your content. Or just be social on social media. The growth hacks is essentially joining the conversation that your target audience is already having. Everyone's talking about tariffs. Everyone's talking about Trump. Everyone's talking about Elon, Tesla, electricity crisis, and everything. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, AI. What's your opinion on these things? Do you have one? Do you use it? Are you interested in it? Join the conversation. Talk about it. And then you're being social by engaging with other people talking about it. As you join those conversations in the comments or whatnot, doing video responses to people, other people are going to tune into your conversation. People love to be a part of it. Crazy. So then they're going to tune in. They're going to leave their 2 cents or 25 cents. Apparently, some people will drop whole paragraphs in your comments. Reply to them. Oh, being social on social media. And you start to grow. That's insane. The power you have to reach people just by joining the conversations that people are having all around the world anyway. And then if your product or service is a solution to the potential problems that you're joining the conversations for, it's a natural automatic funnel into you. So that's all it has been. That's all it ever will be. That's all. So that's why it's like I might not be capable of achieving the goals that I set off for myself right now today. But on a long enough timeline, as Tom Bilyeu says, on a long enough timeline, I will win. On a long enough timeline, I will put forth the effort necessary to level up enough to become a person worthy of being able to achieve that goal. And that goal also might end up being so far below me by the time I level up to that point because I've put in so much effort to make that goal easy. Doing a muscle up now, easy. So doing muscle ups for reps, easy. Because I did other things. Now that, let's just make a game analogy. In the beginning of a video game, you start off in a world. Let's say it's a combat adventure type game. So you go battle little orcs or little slimes with your level 1 fists or a little dagger or maybe a sword or whatever you start off with. Maybe it's your magic. Killing the slimes took you 5 hits, 7 hits, 3. And then the slimes also got some hits in on you. You start leveling up a little bit. Now you're killing goblins. Now you're killing wolves and then orcs, and you're leveling up and getting stronger. And then as you continuously leveling up, you're getting better gear. You're getting skills. And those skills do more damage or boost your stats or debuff the enemy. Or now you're able to go back into those level 1s and one hit kill them. Or even an area of effect, attack all of them with one move and kill them all. Insanity. But that concept in the games only goes to show you that you can do that in real life. I used to be a big gamer, but then I realized that life is the biggest game. I can play all of these subquests, side quests galore out here. Everything is trying to distract you. And so if I go down a side quest path, you could do relationships as a side quest, or you could turn it to your main. Your main quest with the relationship may be the ultimate goal of parenthood or partnership or grandparenthood or whatever. If it's a side quest, you're doing other things, but then dating and things become many side quests that you can explore along the path. But if you get lost doing the side quests, your main quests start to suffer and you forget where you were at on your journey. Understand this concept. It's so important. You can achieve what you want. You have to, though, make the goal, the dream, your ambition a priority as you move forward towards it. You can't just let these things be up to fate happening. You gotta have the vision and then be moving towards it. As you're moving down the path, how can you possibly fail if everything you're doing is moving you towards the goal? You can't. You're going to accidentally start to just win. And then are you going to get tired of the winning? Probably not. You're going to get so addicted to winning. You're like, man, every day I just keep winning. I just get better and better and better. And if you get any setbacks, if you got the mentality that on a long enough timeline, I will win, you set the goal to achieve and overcome the setback, and then you just do the actions that your plan says to do so, and all of a sudden you've achieved the goal and overcame the setback. You're way more powerful and way more able than you give yourself the ability to be. You don't need handouts. You don't need much help. You need the faith and belief inside of you that you can do it. And then when you believe you can do it, now you might have to educate yourself a little bit. You might have to learn some things. You might have to just start doing things that you haven't been doing before. Everything you're doing right now is casting a vote for the type of person you will become. James Clear, Atomic Habits. Every decision you make is building you and molding you towards the type of person who does those things. You go to the gym one time, then you feel like, hey, maybe I should go again. And then you go again and again. Now you're the type of person who goes to the gym. You start eating a little bit healthier, and then you start slowly changing your appetite because you stopped eating things that you ate before and you're eating different things. So now your cravings literally change. All of a sudden, you became the person who eats healthier. You just start drinking water instead of pop and all these little small changes. And over time, you become the person who just makes those decisions. And your basic decisions become habits, and habits become lifestyle. And a long enough time doing it in the lifestyle, all of a sudden you look back and it's difficult to make the different change. It also works in an inverse, though. If you become the type of person who procrastinates, you become the type of person who smokes and does things that are not good for your body. You become the type of person who doesn't go after their goals or doesn't believe they can have it. Then you're going to become the person who does the actions that validate that. So you gotta, when I say what I say, make your goals, your dreams, your ambition a priority and push forward towards your goals every single day because you are the only limit that you have, your mindset. And once you change your mindset, the path is clear. It's time to level up. Do you accept the quest? If so, I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to drop any comments if you found any gems in this whatsoever. Share this with a friend if you think it would help them. And subscribe if you have not yet already. It does help quite a bit, more than you might think. So, will I be seeing you in the next one? Are you accepting this quest or not?